Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos receives a written message from His Excellency the Prime Minister of Japan, handed over to His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. More than 600,000 students start the scholastic year 2018-2019 all over the Sultanate. The first medical fellowship program dedicated to the field of adult diabetes is launched. And drifting and reckless driving at the beach still poses a threat to people's lives and the environment. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received a written message from His Excellency Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan. The message was handed over to His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, when he received today His Excellency Kentaro Sonora, Special Advisor and Envoy of His Excellency the Japanese Prime Minister, and his delegation. He conveyed the greetings and best wishes of the Japanese leadership to His Majesty the Sultan and the government of continuous success, and for the Omani people further progress and prosperity. The talks dealt with developing relations between the two countries and ways of enhancing them in all aspects, as well as discussing a number of current issues in the regional and international arenas. His Excellency Kentaro Sonora hailed the progress in the relations existing between the Sultanate and Japan, expressing his country's aspirations to further cooperate in economic investment fields and also the exchange of expertise to serve the joint interests of both sides. He also praised the comprehensive development achieved by the Sultanate in all levels, thanks to the wise leadership which made the country enjoy respect and recognition by all. His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed asked His Excellency the guest to convey the greetings and best wishes of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos to His Majesty Emperor Akihito and the Japanese Prime Minister of continuous success, and for the Japanese people further progress and prosperity. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamid bin Mahmoud Al Busaidi, Secretary General of the Foreign Ministry, and His Excellency Mitsugo Seito, Japan's ambassador accredited to the Sultanate. Introducing investment climate and available opportunities in a number of targeted sectors at the economic states in Sohar, Ad-Duqm and Salalah topped the Business Omani-Japanese meeting in Muscat, which was organized by the Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Exports Development, ITHRA. The meeting between both Omani and Japanese sides focused on pushing the cooperation and investment forward in tourism, oil, gas, energy, logistic and aviation sectors, with the participation of a number of concerned bodies in both public and private sectors in the Sultanate, in addition to discuss establishing commercial projects specialized in exporting. The trade and investment volume between the Sultanate and Japan reached more than 1 billion Omani riyals, which the meeting seeks to increase it through investment opportunities and establishing trading partnerships in botanic, livestock, mining products, chemical industries, electrical devices and other fields. 604,000 male and female students started their first day for the scholastic year of 2018-2019, distributed in more than 1,100 public schools all over the Sultanate. The Ministry of Education completed all its preparations for the new academic year. The ministry started operating 35 new buildings during this year. The number of teachers this year reached 56,091, which with an increase of 1,187 male and female teachers, where the total number of administrative and technical cadres reached 10,800. Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education, extended her greetings and best wishes on the occasion of the new academic year 2018-2019, praying to Allah the Almighty to grant success to all dear students in their educational march. She also welcomed the new faculty staff members who joined the education field this year, wishing them all the best. She added that by the start of this academic year, the ministry will implement the activities of Sultan Qaboos Award for Sustainable Development in School Environment. For the first time in Oman, the Medical Specialty Board launched a one-year medical fellowship program which will be dedicated to the field of adult diabetes. The fellowship training program will take place in the Royal Hospital, initially targeting 4 Omani physicians who have successfully completed their family residency training program. The Medical Specialty Board started with the Adult Diabetes Fellowship Program in response to diabetes becoming a common health issue in the Sultanate and in order to minimize the associated health expenditures. The new program aims at supplying local health care centers and hospitals with physicians qualified and experienced to deal with diabetes and the associated diseases. Still to come in our news bulletin. Unique rock formations produce beautiful melodies in Hawra al-Namus, which is located west to Yanqul city. And the farmers in Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar in the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliya start to harvest the pomegranate crop. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. A video released by the Iraqi Ministry of Defense showed Iraqi Defense Minister Irfan al-Hayali meeting with the deputies of chiefs of staff for Russia, Syria and Iran in his office in Baghdad. According to an Iraqi Ministry of Defense statement accompanying the footage, a security conference will be held for the 4 states on Saturday in Baghdad. The conference will be held to strengthen security cooperation and intelligence between the 4 states. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with Chinese Premier Li Keqiang today ahead of a summit meeting between African nations and China. The 2-day forum on China-Africa cooperation begins tomorrow, bringing together leaders and representatives from more than 50 African countries which have diplomatic ties with China. El-Sisi arrived in Beijing yesterday and met with Chinese President Xi Jinping. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa was welcomed to China today with an official ceremony in Beijing, hosted by Chinese President Xi Jinping. The leaders conducted official talks after the ceremony. The 2 countries signed agreements on investment, climate change and transport. South Africa's government said in a statement that Ramaphosa will use his visit to step up his drive to attract investment from China. Ramaphosa will attend the 2018 Beijing summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation starting tomorrow. This is the first time that Ramaphosa has made a state visit to China as a president. Now for some more local news. The beauty and neatness of Sohar Beach is still disturbed by drifting and reckless driving, which poses a threat to people's lives and environment despite all warning signs. As local residents and visitors enjoy their beach time with their families and children, some youth still ignore the safety of others and disturb the peace and quiet of the beach. Family and children who visit Sohar called for taking more safety measures to prevent cars and bikes from entry to its sandy and serene beach. Unique rock formations that produce beautiful melodies when hit by another rock or metal, and a special climate that allows grapes and mangoes to grow can be found in Hawra Namus, which is located west to the city of Yanqul. Besides the unique weather and rock formations, which were used in the past as a form of communication between the locals, the place contains distinct animal and plant wildlife habitat, as well as rock engravings and drawings that tell of a probable human settlement in the past, a matter that calls for further geological studies of the area. The farmers in Al Jabal Al Akhdar in the governorate of Al Dakhliya have started to harvest their pomegranate crop to sell it in the nearby markets in the governorate. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi paid a visit to the pomegranate farms in Al Jabal Al Akhdar and made the following report.
At this time of the year, the auction at Nizwa Souq opens early in the morning to sell Al Jabal Al Akhdar pomegranate. The crop, which harvest season begins from late August and continues until the end of October. However, farmers mentioned that there is a decline in the crop this year due to several reasons.
Unlike before, there is a decline in the crop this year. It has been a dry season with little rain. As you know, pomegranate cannot stand the heat.
The farmers in Al Jabal Al Akhdar are keen to take care of this crop, and they receive continuous support from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, especially providing them with means to control pests that affect this type of fruit.
We sell pomegranate in Nizwa Souq and nearby markets. We sell 1 carton for 10 riyals, 15 riyals and 20 riyals, depending on the size of the pomegranate.
Walking through the pomegranate farms in the village of Siq in Al Jabal Al Akhdar gives a clear picture of how low this year's harvest has been. Some of the fruits have been affected by the drought of the villages in Al Jabal Al Akhdar, but many farmers have exerted extra efforts to provide water to irrigate the pomegranate fields. Al Jabal Al Akhdar pomegranate is renowned for its special delicious taste, and it is sought after by many from both inside and outside the Sultanate. From Al Jabal Al Akhdar, Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi, Al Dakhliya, Governorate.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coasts of the Arabian Sea and the Sea of Oman. Winds will be easterly to southeasterly, light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos receives a written message from His Excellency the Prime Minister of Japan, handed over to His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Said. More than 600,000 students start the scholastic year 2018-2019 all over the Sultanate. The first medical fellowship program dedicated to the field of adult diabetes is launched. And drifting and reckless driving at the beach still poses a threat to people's lives and to the environment. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.